Hello my friends, your friendly Catalyst Man is here to review the Choir of One and all of its newly available 3 catalysts, so let's get right into it. After completing all 3 steps of the secret chest quest from Banshee 44, you'll get access to one of 3 catalysts. First week, you get the Subsistence Refit catalyst. Defeating targets primarily reloads the magazine from reserves. The second week, you get the Destabilizing Rounds refit. Final blows causes nearby targets to become volatile. Now the third week, you get the Onslaught refit. Final blows with this weapon increase its rate of fire. All these catalysts, in theory, you can get in 3 back-to-back-to-back runs, but you need to get the first catalyst to get the second catalyst to get the third catalyst. Now that all of them are unlocked, you can just get them in 1 day, 1 play session, in a little bit less than 60 minutes. For Choir of One, we have the rare scenario where not 1, not 2, but all 3 catalysts on this weapon are actually good. So you have to make the hard decision of which catalyst is going to be the best for me. Starting off with the bread and butter destabilizing rounds. This is the catalyst that I think most people will be using at most times with the Choir of One. This is because having destabilizing rounds as a perk on a Void auto rifle specifically means that it can do so many more things that regular and other elemental auto rifles cannot do. Compared to status effects like Scorch and Jolt, the use of Volatile is a little bit more synergistic with other status effects in the game. It procs explosions, it has the ability to suppress certain builds, stun champions, overload champions in particular. You have the option by getting Volatile rounds to be able to get native anti-barrier through the use of Volatile rounds, but that more is applicable to Hunter in certain Void Warlock builds. I think destabilizing rounds works best when you treat this thing as an auto rifle and something that you're going to be up close and personal and dealing with an absolute metric shit ton of ads. This is the bread and butter. You're going to use this most of the time. Examining subsistence, this fixes only one thing. It's poor ammo economy, and when you're hip firing, you have to reload, which means it stops your fun. Subsistence refunds a generous amount of ammo. It almost seems like it is double procking or even triple procking subsistence when you kill things, as long as you are killing at least one enemy with either the aim down sights and or hip fire. You're pretty much going to be getting between 5 and 8 bullets back in the magazine at a time. Now you say to yourself, how does it help me? Well, it's ammo. How doesn't it help you? Think of it like this. If you're using Choir of One as a safe option, as a stay back weapon choice, then yeah, maybe you should probably go with subsistence. If you are timing your shots correctly, or if you have other buffs going on, being able to use 4 of the hip fire shots to get that massive burst of damage, and then turning to a random red bar or 2 random health bars, red bars to fill the magazine, then you're going to get a little bit more use out of this. I'm not the biggest fan of subsistence, but I am a huge fan of Onslaught. Now, Onslaught is strong for a couple of reasons. The ability to get that rapid fire, you charge up with 3 or 4 enemy kills using the aim down sights, and then you get a massive and absolutely ginormous fire rate boost that is crazy on this thing. That is not even to mention the targeted autoloader mod available this season alone. Using targeted autoloader with Choir of One is a match made in heaven. It's going to be a disappointment when it is out of the game. However, we can't judge it based off of a seasonal artifact mod, so we have to judge it by itself. When stacking Onslaught, this thing stacks bodies. You pretty much have nothing to worry about as long as you as a player can find consistent reloads through other effects like Hunter Dodge or Axiom War Rig or having a quick reload via a Rift. Then you're going to be fine. This is a gun that you really should be taking into any activity. At this point, the only consideration to think about with Onslaught is your ammo efficiency. It is not very efficient, but by God, is it fun. In Crucible, it's not really the most helpful. I would say that Volatile rounds is better, especially when dealing with crowds with this thing, considering its ammo economy in Crucible. You aren't going to have a lot of options to use Onslaught at its max capacity, its max efficiency, I should say. You just don't have enough ammo for it. So Onslaught really is more of a PvE catalyst in my mind, and that's where I would choose it. Wouldn't really bring this into Crucible. Now, of the 3 catalysts, which one is the best? In last place, I would say is Subsistence. The reload you get from Subsistence, while is nice, in most cases isn't useful because of the native reload speed of the weapon, the amount of free reloads in the game currently. It's just not the best, especially in Crucible where you don't get that much ammo, and in PvE where the reload speed is incredibly quick. Now, between Destabilizing Rounds and Onslaught, which one I would say is the best? Well, between Destabilizing Rounds and Onslaught, which one would I say is the best? I would say that Onslaught is the better of the two this season alone because of the artifact mod, Targeted Autoloader. Targeted Autoloader gives you so much ammo, so much damage, so many stats for using an auto rifle, you would be dumb not to at least try to take advantage of it. It is much better in PvE than it is in PvP with Choir of One, considering the ammo economy issues for this weapon. But if you are able to get Onslaught ramped up in Crucible and you have enough ammo to sustain it, there are very, very few things that are able to actually outgun you. Now, on the other hand, in PvE, using Onslaught combined with Targeted Autoloader makes any activity in this entire game light work. Now, in every other instance where Targeted Autoloader is not in the game, I would say that Destabilizing Rounds is your best overall option. The explosion that you get from things being volatile with Destabilizing Rounds will not only kill things even quicker in Crucible, but it also makes everything so much easier. It synergizes with a lot of the new prismatic builds that rely on applying AoE and other elemental effects to trigger other statuses. Destabilizing Rounds is a very, very good perk, one of the best perks that you can get on any void weapon, period. In the end, it really is playstyle dependent. I liked using Subsistence, I liked using Volatile Rounds, I liked using Onslaught. This is not a bad gun, and none of the catalysts are bad. It really is just playstyle dependent. Now, for the rest of the video, I'm going to be showing off the sheer power of Choir of One combined with a full build designed around taking as much advantage of Targeted Autoloader as possible. So, sit back, enjoy, thank you for watching, and if you haven't, subscribe. Look at it. Come on, man. Look at these stats. Barely any of you are watching my videos to subscribe. If at least 1/10 of you subscribe, I will be at 10,000 subscribers before the end of the day. Take care now.
The Fallen block your path. Take their data. to crush the fallen captain to free the big Vex. They cannot be allowed to capture Vex technology.
The Fallen have released the Vex Hydra. Please continue your path of destruction.
House Dusk will continue to clash with the Vex on Nessus until they have secured the Echo themselves.
They will never find it. The conductor has made sure of that.
Still, we cannot allow the Fallen to claim more Vex technology. That won't help anybody. Even the enemies of our enemies are still our enemies. So it goes.